we are now joined on the phone by Pam Robles. Many know her as the woman who recently broke up with Coach Kliff Kingsbury, head coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, and a lot of the internet knows her as just straight up the MILF of 2014. You have taken the world by storm, Pam. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
So let's talk about how this all went down. For those that may not know the whole backstory behind this. Pam wrote a letter to Coach Kingsbury, and very creative, very colorful, very detailed letter about a breakup with Coach Kingsbury, a breakup from a romance that never happened, and I gotta tell you, this was genius. Not only did you send him a great letter, but you've got an awesome response back from Kliff as well. First off, what spawned this whole thing? You're obviously a creative genius.
Well, thanks. It started last year when I started I started following Texas Tech, mostly because of Kliff, and I watched them throughout the whole season. And I started following him through the off season.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I was like, okay, this is a bit much. Because I was searching Twitter and I followed him on Facebook. And every time I mentioned him, everyone would just go, oh, there she goes again. So I was like, okay, it has to end. And so, I don't know, I just decided to write him a letter because it seemed like a reasonable thing to do. And I mean, my friends and family know my personality and know my sense of humor, so they were a little surprised, but at the same time, they weren't surprised.
That is if you haven't kind of got into a career of radio, you need to because people like you are what makes every day perfect, because every single person on the planet has a crush that we all kind of go through various scenarios with. But in a couple of my crushes, I've never once thought about breaking up with. I'm going to keep those crushes. I'm going to keep them alive. But yeah, that was genius. So you sent him a letter detailing y'all's romance that never was, and then the breakup. Right. And now give us a few details about we'll have most of this posted on our website and everything. But give us a few details about how the breakup letter went.
Well, there really isn't a deep story. I mean, I just thought it would be funny, and so I wrote it as if, we were already dating, and my husband, bless his heart for being the great man that he is, read it, and he was like, yeah, that's actually hilarious. and I just decided to send it to him.
Now, were you surprised when you got a response back, or did you kind of, did you know that something had to come out of this?
I was half and half on that, because through Twitter you could tell that he is really good about responding. I mean, I've seen he's gotten wedding invitations that he's responded to.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking well, he'll probably write back, or worst case scenario, his assistant will send me some pre-written thanks for the Red Raider support letter.
Yeah.
But no, I was not expecting, such a personal letter back from him. And I actually wasn't even expecting him to listen to the mixtape.
Yeah. And that's even better. The fact that you, in closing here, I'll read a little bit from the letter. In the meantime, this is Pam speaking to Kliff. In the meantime, enjoy a CD of 90s R&B songs that will work out to, and try not to miss me too much. I almost made you a mixtape instead, but who still has a tape player? With love, Pam Robles. And that is genius. And then you included a very sexy picture of yourself, and And so I'm sure that probably had something to do with the response. I would like to think that Kliff is a rock star. He's a man's man. He's a dude that a lot of bros have man crushes on. So I would like to think that not only the level of creativity and just sheer comedy behind the whole concept, but your mixtape and the beautiful picture really helped out there, Pam.
I'm pretty sure it helped it go viral, which of course I was not anticipating at all. And I gotta thank my brother-in-law for that, because I almost didn't put it online.
Yeah,
he was like, "You need to," and I was like, "Wow, okay."
Now this you just posted on a Reddit thread, right?
Yeah, it started out on a Reddit thread. I posted it, I think, like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then Reckham Red picked it up and they posted it, and I got like 15 retweets from that, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then so I was in Dallas all Friday, this past Friday.
Yeah.
So I never got online until like 3 p.m. And I was like, well, I wonder what's going on with that retweet. And so I logged into Twitter, and the first thing that popped up was the fact that Fox Sports ran the story. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I didn't get a chance to read through everything. And my father-in-law was calling me. I started getting all these friend requests from people I didn't know on Facebook.
Yeah.
And my Twitter followers it skyrocketed.
Yeah,
okay. It was strange to say the least.
Well, I mean, it really is probably the coolest story of the year, the coolest sports story that's not sports. You know what I'm saying? It's the coolest. I mean, because you literally did what every fan of someone else, wants to do. You reached out to, a celebrity and got not only a response, and like you said, it wasn't one of those just kind of auto-generated responses. You got a personal response, and then it just went absolutely insanely viral. And, first off, what is your husband, obviously he was pretty cool with the whole thing since you let him proofread the letter and all that stuff. But now you've got millions of people all over the world that have you at the top of every MILF list. Is he kind of walk around the grocery store or wherever you guys go, strutting his peacock feathers?
No, he's actually the opposite. He's, in his words, trying to keep my ego in check.
Well, you've got every right to have an inflated ego right now. Very beautiful woman, very creative breakup letter with the rock star head coach Kliff Kingsbury of Texas Tech Red Raiders. And, one of the basis behind your breakup was the fact that, you're a Razorback fan, right?
Right.
Yeah, that I can understand how that would, cause some kind of controversy in a relationship. So I think you did the right thing, and you let him, go, you let him go pretty easy and everything without completely hurting his feelings. And in turn, you became a worldwide viral sensation. That's pretty dang cool, Pam.
Well, that was the joke for a while there, because Arkansas is playing Texas Tech this year in Lubbock. And people always ask me, so when you go to the game, are you wearing Red Raider gear or Razorback gear? So I was like, it's a tough one, but I got to wear my Razorback gear.
You got to do it. You've got to, it doesn't matter who you're rooting for. You've got to root for your team. And, now that you and Kliff have had this exchange, you ought to hit him up when that time comes and see, who knows, maybe you can be down, get some field passes for the game at the very least.
I'm definitely open to that idea. I mean, it's up to him. He has my phone number.
It may take another letter and another couple pictures, but you know what? Kliff is a really cool dude, and best of luck to you with that. Hopefully we'll see you when Fox Sports runs a story, or ESPN or CBS does a big one, and they see you on the sidelines. I think that'd be really cool, Pam.
Thank you.
All right. Now that you've let the coach down and everything, you got anybody else that you plan on breaking up with anytime soon?
No. I think I'm going to keep my husband. I don't have any other crushes on the side, so I think I'm good for the time being.
Well, if you do, give us the scoop. We'd love to be in on the next one. And Pam, definitely lovely talking to you this morning. We appreciate you sharing the story. And Coach is right. Pony's got to be the number one song.
I hope that's their intro song this year. That would be neat.
Hey, Pam, we appreciate you talking to us this morning, and that is so cool. Congrats on the fame that you just literally received overnight. And, you were talking about your Twitter page earlier and how many followers you got. If anybody'd like to keep up with everything that's going on with the MILF Pam Robles, what is your Twitter handle?
It's Mrs._Pam Robles.
Right on. Well, Pam, we appreciate you talking to us this morning. And, I can't do the whole Razorback thing, but what is it? The suey? How's that go?
It goes, woo pig suey.
Hey, Pam, I appreciate it and hope you have a good morning, okay?
Thank you.